Hey guys, you are about to hear the final episode of Defense of the Patients. Today I had Easy Merkeezy, who many of you will know, join me. It was a fun episode to do. I didn't even expect that I'd enjoy recording that much. And I missed old Easy, and it was nice to hear from him one last time before we closed everything out. I wanted to let you guys know, I wanted to do two things though, two things that kind of slipped my mind. One that kind of came to me afterwards, as you'll hear. If you go back in your feed, one episode, you'll see that I also posted, Cyphus' favorite intros from .p. It's just me reminiscing, going back through. If you liked the intros or if you enjoyed those at all, or if you didn't listen at the time and would like to hear the kind of goofiness that started .p off, I invite you to go check that out and hear a smattering of some of the dumb, goofy ideas we came up with. And then the other thing I wanted to do that I totally spaced while Easy was there is read a letter I got from Hadaka Mara. Mara was a regular in the .p crew and the .p scene. She was around in the community a lot. And she hasn't been a lot lately, so some of you who are newer may not know her. I got the chance to meet her at TI6, along with a ton of other really great .peeps that showed up there. You guys all know who you are, but Mara sent me a really nice letter after my episode where we were kind of talking about everything going out. And I just wanted to read this real quick because this really meant a lot to me. She said, "Hey, Cyphus, I've been very out of the .p loop. And Dota in general, due to starting my master's degree. I just saw everything that has been happening with .p, and it was kind of a shock, to be honest. I thought .p was going to be bigger than ever. I haven't listened to much yet, so I don't know the circumstances or anything, but I just wanted to let you know before .p goes dark. The summer before TI5, I was playing Dota with a .p stack, as I did for almost all my free time back then. The community and the people I met through it have been awesome. A .peep added someone I hadn't met before, whose username was Jekyll. His name is Joshua. And as of this moment, I have been with Joshua for almost 2 years. We are living together in the UK and making big plans for the future. If it wasn't for .p, I would have never met him, someone who I really think I'll be happy with for a long time, even my whole life. So even if .p is ending, it has definitely been a transformative force in my life, and I hope this can be a positive for you and the crew. I know I never got involved with the community or the show, but it was nice to know that it was there, kind of like an old friend who you barely talk to, but always feel comfortable with. Since the days of Wazoo and you three sitting around a mic, it's been a great time hanging out with you, whether it was listening to the cast or playing Dota with .peeps. Feel free to pass my sentiments along to anyone you feel would like to know that .p has given me the chance to find someone I truly love and really change the course of my life. Thank you, Mara." Mara, thanks for that letter. It was nice to know that .p had that kind of an impact. It was definitely a big, major force in my life as well. And before we have this really happy episode, sorry that this is the bit of sadness right beforehand, but I'm gonna miss you all, Mara. You don't know how much that letter meant to me. So thank you. And thanks to all of you. I hope you enjoy the show. Hey everybody, welcome to the last episode of Defense of the Patients. I'm Cyphus, and today I am joined by maybe one of the most fitting people I could close this podcast down with, and that is the one and only Easy Merkeezy. How you doing, Easy?
Yo. I've been working on that one for all weekend.
Good.
Yo.
Yeah, I was worried there wouldn't be enough yos at the end.
That's all the yos. They've been retired.
Oh,
the biggest quitter of all, Easy Merkeezy.
That's right.
Here to join the other quitters.
when was like the last episode you did with us? Do you even remember?
It was like 2 years ago.
Was it 2 years ago?
Dude, yes, because I recently, somebody in my real life, like, brought it up to me, and I was like, no shit. And he's like, yeah. And so I brought it up on Google Play and like scrolled back, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, it was like, no, it couldn't have been 2 years ago. Yeah, it was, dude. I'm pretty sure.
That feels for me. I mean, for me, the first episode feels like it was maybe a few months ago. The very first episode that we ever did of the show. But like your involvement feels, God, like I can't imagine it being 2 years ago. Like 2015.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we should look it up and find out when that episode was. Like, I don't know. I do know, so the first episode that you guys invited me onto the show, the most nervous moment of my life, more nervous than when I got married to my wife, because I was like, so I couldn't believe I was going to be talking to Roland and Cyphus, like, oh my God. And it was episode 33.
Wow.
Yeah,
that would have been
the 33rd episode. Gorgon was first appearance of Gorgon the Wonder Cow. His first segment. I feel like that might have been the second segment with him. There was something before that, but I could be totally wrong. But yeah, it was a Gorgon thing, and that was my first time I got to hang out with you guys on a microphone. But I listened from the very beginning, and I do remember the first contest that you guys did. You guys had like worst way to die. So you put out there like, hey, tell us a story about your worst way to die. And I won a tree ant protector, like one of those fucking whatever those little things are that you turn the tree into. That's how long I haven't played Dota. His tree ants, the little things.
Oh, you mean Nature's Prophet? Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, Nature's Prophet. Who's tree ant protector? What the fuck is that?
That's another hero. That's another Dota hero.
Oh, it is? That fucking game, dude. If you like even turn your back on it for a second, you're done.
Oh, man.
You're done. But yeah, you gave me an item for him. And I was like, oh my God, dude, this is going to be so sick, dude. I'm going to listen to these guys. They're going to give me items. They're going to have these contests. Like, oh, dude, I'm trying to learn the game, at the same time. I mean, that's the reason why people find Defense of the Patriots, right? Because they probably start playing Dota, and then they're like, this game, dude, I need some more fucking information. And it leads them down like this road of like, okay, podcast or whatever. Or they hit the YouTube channel or wherever you guys are everywhere now. So you come up, but it was cool because there you were, and you were just happened to be like kind of at that point too. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I felt like I was like, okay, we're going on this journey together, boys. And then we actually did for a while.
Yeah. I remember those first episodes, and even just I went back. This was a few months ago, but Wazoo Andrew reminded me of a big argument. Like, it was one of the first real bad arguments we ever had while recording a show, and it was about me playing Crystal Maiden, and I had been playing. I was like spamming Crystal Maiden. She was basically the only hero I was playing. And mind you, this is me like maybe 2 months into the game, like maybe 2.5, 3 months into the game. And, her ultimate, right? She channels it. She's sitting there. I feel like I have to explain things to you like you're completely.
No, you do have to.
You totally forgot about.
I know, but you're painting a picture for me that's like bringing it back. Like, I'm like, okay, yes, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So, so she channels her ult and she's sitting there, and, I got right clicked by a sniper, and the sniper canceled my ult, and I was like, whoa. And for like 5 games, for maybe like a week even, God, I couldn't tell you how long, I assumed that right clicks, like just standard right clicks,
like getting hit while channeling. Oh,
yeah, like canceled the channeling. And so, and because that had happened, anytime somebody went to right click me, I just started moving because I was like, oh, well, my ult's going to be canceled, so I got to keep moving. And I didn't realize that it was the mini stun from, like, there was a mini stun passive that sniper.
You fucking idiot.
To sniper.
Jesus Christ.
So we had this huge argument on the air. Huge argument. I mean, it went on for like 15 minutes because I was telling Wazoo, I was like, no, like, I'm telling you, I've stood there before and I've gotten right clicked and the ultimate has been canceled.
And he's like, no, you fucking haven't.
Like, no, that's not right. That's not right. And it got really heated to the point where it was one of the first times that we ever like drastically edited an episode where like afterwards Roland looked at the two of us and he was like, that went on for way too long and I'm going to be cutting it down significantly.
Many would later call that the beginning of the end.
That's right. And then I had to come back like weeks later, putting my tail between my legs, realizing like what had gone on as some nice listener wrote in to explain to me what had happened.
Oh God, dude. But that's so like the kind of thing that can totally happen. I mean, that's the game of Dota. Like, it's unfolding to the point now where even this many years later, people are still following you on this journey. Now they're going to be following this, like, Fourth Spirit. Sounds awesome. I'm happy that if I ever get back into the game, like, I feel like that's a place I can instantly go and feel comfortable, you know, getting access to good Dota information. So
absolutely.
Good on Proud and Ursinity and everybody else for carrying the torch, because you guys built up something big and it would be sad to see it disappear, and it's cool to see it like evolve. I think this will be like, remember when it was this and became this, and what it's like becoming, like the amount of professionalism that's been added to it since like these guys have gotten involved. Like we were just fucking doing it, dude. Like we were just making shit on our own. Like we were putting it together, like up all night long. Just the fact that like you have so many people helping you do so much, like so much better than like we ever did when we were trying, is fantastic. But there was a love to like the fact that I didn't go to sleep because that YouTube thumbnail duct tape looks so fucking real. Because I made a duct tape in Photoshop for the Left 4 Dead video that we did, and that duct tape, I swear to God, anybody listening, go find it, go look at it. You'll think that's a real piece of duct tape. I fucking made that shit. And it took me all night. And I'm really happy that you guys have gotten better people since then.
those were such fun times. And you're right, like it is amazing to think like we got to a point where we were doing like weekly staff meetings with everybody who was involved, because there were a lot of people. There were a lot of moving parts and different shows. But it is like those days of more or less just the three of us just trying to figure out what was going on. And well, you were on leave from work, right?
Oh, it was perfect. Yeah, because I was like waiting for my back surgery, so I was just like waiting. And all this time, you know, we spent so much time. Oh my God. It was all the time. But for that entire year, it was just waiting for appointments, and then, you know, it would be so many months. I would do physical therapy and go to another appointment. Eventually ended up having the surgery and recovering and going back to work. And when I went back to work, it was fucking game over at that point. I mean, it became tough once I went back to work. And even really like after the surgery too.
Well, and we had started, because I'm looking back, one of the last episodes I can find with you is you and me talking about The Force Awakens in December of 2015.
Sweet.
Which was like where I hit like it, I will forever, no joke, because I'm such a diehard Star Wars fan. I'll forever remember that episode, because it was where the realization hit me that like where I fully understood the ending of that film. Was having that conversation with you where I was like, oh my God, like Rey is me and all of the kids who grew up with Star Wars, and she's holding out the lightsaber on our behalf, begging Luke Skywalker to come back and have adventures with us. I get goosebumps even just thinking about that like read of the scene.
Oh man, that was so fun, dude. I loved it. Like Dota was awesome, but when we decided to like try to branch out, that was so much fun too. Like some of the ARC stuff.
Oh my God.
Like that fucking tribal stuff, dude. And some of those streams, like when we kicked Anomalos out of the tribe and he drowned our raptor, and when like we shot Joe Schmo for the first time to test like the power of the gun. I mean, it sounds so stupid, but like we hadn't even like played a game in that genre, let alone like with a group of people. Like we had a tribe of like fucking 35 or 40 people, which is nothing, you know, compared to what it's become. But at the time, dude, we were like unstoppable. Like, we're gonna build this fucking utopia. We're gonna leave artifacts for like future fucking ARC players to find and know who Defense of the Patience was. Like, oh my God, dude, that that was so fun. Those stories that came out of that.
I do miss those days. I know that was a part, like, I mean, for you, I know that was a big part of like why you kind of transitioned away, is because we definitely like scaled back and went like hardcore on the Dota.
Yeah, well, nobody liked the other shit. Like, that was just me that liked that shit, unfortunately. And so, like, I get that, and I couldn't, like, the amount of, because I love games so much, like, and my time was becoming suddenly very restricted. Like, if I have like 2 or 3 hours to spend on video games, do I want to play 3 games of Dota, or do I want to make sure that like I get to play Super Mario Odyssey and I get to play Divinity Original Sin 2 and I get, you know what I mean? Like, you have to, there's like an opportunity cost to fucking playing Dota, which I have nothing but a huge amount of respect for the people that can commit to that, because I played 3 games within like the last 6 months. I randomly hopped on and I played 3 games. I played 3 Disruptor games. It was so fucking fun, but like my adrenaline, my heart, my fucking brain, I was just like, oh my god, dude, don't even touch this shit again. Like, it was so, it's unreal. It's like, what, you just want to learn more. You're like, I gotta figure this out. And it's a beautiful, beautiful game, but it, at the expense of other games, like, I can't commit that right now. So that helped too. Like, and I don't know, it's been good. There's a lot of good games. 2017's been a fucking good year.
It's been funny because since everything kind of started winding down here, I've spent the last I think I logged into Dota Buff to see when the last game I played was. I think it was 28 or 30 days ago. It was probably about 30
Holy
days
shit.
by this point. And I have been, what's funny is I've even like I've like popped in and checked things out and like looked at other people playing and whatnot, but I just haven't hopped in and played a game myself yet.
You mean you've like opened the Dota client?
Yeah,
like, literally, and like looked at the store and shit, and like kind of like thought about it, like you're like hovering over the like start queue button. You're like, I don't know.
They released. I talked about this in a previous episode, but they released this behavior score thing where you could go in and see like how you scored, and I did well.
That's not surprising to me, dude. You're such a sweetheart.
It would be surprising. So you know how they've started calling me General Denny around here.
Yeah, that was kind of taking off around the time I took off.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I do remember
in a big way.
Like, do you wear like a fucking? Did you carry that on? Did you like become the embody? You're like, oh, I'm gonna become that.
No, but I've defended myself because because I feel like I've gotten better. I mean, I know I've gotten better. I can point to statistics that show I've gotten better.
Has like Dota as a game established your feelings as a leader in other areas of your life? Are you like, dude, I need to be General Denny at the bar? Like, what?
That's right,
Rin, I apologize. I didn't mean that. But I mean, do you know what I'm saying? Are you like in the grocery store like, I'm General motherfucking Denny? Like, get off of my way.
I'll say that it carried over into, well, no, I won't lie. Like, I'm always bossy in a game if I feel like I know what I'm doing. I like, that's always, I got people listening in the background of me recording who are laughing hysterically because they know that it's true. Because like, all right, I'm going to tell you a little story, Easy, about a little game I like to call, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. And, so they've got the terrorist time. When you put it on expert, it is damn hard to run a group through and clear a level full of terrorists without losing a member along the way or without anybody getting downed. And there has only ever been one flawless run of Rainbow Six Siege that was ever accomplished, and it was when I called every shot and every movement. And they remember it. And they remember it whether they like it or not. It was.
Is it recorded?
It was not recorded, unfortunately.
That's the thing I miss too. Is like always like streaming games and like hanging out and like talking to people who were playing the games when the guild was like popping off and everyone was like, oh, what's this game? What's that game? And we'd be watching each other play different streams of games and then convincing each other to buy this game or that game. I mean, do you remember getting Rocket League like when it first came out?
Dude,
and this game's gonna be big, dude. This game might turn into something. I think there's something here. Yeah, fucking hell, no shit.
Yeah. Man, that game is taking off in a big way.
No shit.
I recently got a Steam controller so I could play that game. That's
what do you think about your Steam controller?
I like it. I'm interested. The haptic thing, like it's not. Man, it makes me feel old. I'm not gonna lie. Like it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder sometimes if I'm like crossing that line in life.
Is that thing?
Yeah, like it's
dude, I'm there, dude. I'm there. Like, if somebody hands me their phone, I just, like, turn it around like a monkey, and I'm like, I don't know, and hand it back, because I don't know, like, where your power button is, like your camera button. I don't know if you have a fucking Android or what. Like, I don't know how to work your phone. I hardly know how to work my phone. I feel like I'm at that point, too. Like, oh god,
I don't want to be though.
Sucks.
You
have to learn. Then you have to force yourself.
I know. I'm gonna force.
I've been thinking about a Steam controller.
It's. I mean, I like the way it feels. I like the idea behind the haptic, replacement for that second joystick.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
it lets you play mouse games, doesn't it? I mean, it kind of helps allow you to play mouse games.
Well, I think where I'll probably enjoy it the most is like playing Civ 5 or Civ 6 in bed.
That's
like
what I'm.
Being able to actually chill out and play a game like that with the controller, because those games don't require a ton in the way of. I mean, the mouse and keyboard are nice, and like I've played those games on my laptop before, but to be able to like sit down and play with a controller and just kind of chill out on the couch would be fun.
Yes.
So I think in that regard, I think I'll really like it. Rocket League is going to be my test. Like, that's where I'm going to try to really figure out if I've got what it takes to like learn how to use.
That'll be your Steam controller Dexterity Builder Pro.
Yeah, because other games I don't think, because I guess or at least the last time I had heard anything, and I'm probably completely off my rocker here. I might be. Somebody can tweet at me to correct me, but I've been told that controllers have the advantage in Rocket League over mouse and keyboard. And that was always kind of the case whenever we like first started, or at least that was kind of like the common wisdom at the time.
Yeah, I can totally see that. Who was one of us? I think Joe Schmo or somebody played with the fucking keyboard, and as he ran shit all over my face, like, I can't argue. But that's not like, that's just proof that he was a better player than me at almost every game we ever played together.
But like I don't think I'll ever use it for, like I've been playing Shadows of Mordor now and getting into that, and like Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. I've been playing a ton of that. Like I couldn't see myself using a controller to replace any like first person shooters, because mouse and keyboard I feel I know it's better and I feel better using it.
It is better. It is faster, but I don't fucking think it feels better. There's something to me that feels better about pulling a trigger to pull a trigger than clicking the mouse on things for some reason.
Yeah, for me it's about the, like, you don't have the dexterity in just your thumbs that you get out of your entire hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when you're there's definitely that like precision thing there, but I'm also not in. I don't think I'm playing like games where the game I don't have it in a situation where that's necessary for me to be successful. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not competing against another player who's going to be shooting at me if I don't shoot at them, or I guess playing it on a hard enough difficulty where I got to he's moving from my head from there to there that fast. But I've been playing a lot of PS4 lately. I've popped back up on Steam recently because I got Fractured Butthole and Divinity Original Sin 2, and both of those games are badass.
So are you playing Divinity on PC then?
Yeah.
Because that's what I kept reading about Divinity. Or no, not Divinity. Yeah, sorry, I was thinking Destiny. That's where my brain went. Was Destiny?
I have Destiny on PS4. I played it. I played through it. I've done everything in there but the raid. It's good. Have you considered getting it on PC or no?
Yeah, I'm definitely considering it. I might wait until it comes down in price. I didn't play the first one. I want to try it. I hear really good things about it.
Not playing the first one means the second one will be just blow your fucking mind, and it won't. Yeah. Because you haven't played the first one, you won't have that, like, there's none of the, if it's the same, it's not the same to you.
Yeah, that's
true. You know what I mean? It'll all be new to you, no matter what. So that's cool. It's good. It's really good. I'm ready.
Been told that you need, like, buddies to play that game properly. Like, I would need...
It's fun. Like, we should make a clan and start a podcast.
Hey, there you go. I've gone down that road before, Easy.
What do you think? Destiny of the Patience.
I like it. Something
I heard the name's for sale. Just joking. Yeah, it's cool. It's a really good game. The loop is really good. The shooting is it's a Halo. Bungie. so solid. It's 60 frames per second on your computer. If you got it on PC, I would fucking get it on PC and play it with you.
It being Bungie is honestly, like, if it were any other studio, I don't think I'd be as apt to pick it up. But knowing that it's Bungie and kind of just being interested in seeing what they've done in their post Halo days, it was, and finally having a Bungie game on goddamn PC.
I know it's kind of cool.
That's kind of, I don't know, that's been the big draw for me, or why I've even like contemplated it, because there are a ton of games. I mean, there are so many damn good games
this year,
out there.
man. This year has been a really good year for games. It's been so fun, so many fun. I've got too many games. My Nintendo Switch is fun. I love having a Nintendo console again. I'm like downloading Super Mario Odyssey right now. I've played Mario Kart a lot. There's a lot of fun. The idea, like the whole concept of like, hey, we're gonna take off, and you just grab your Switch off the dock and go and keep playing it in the car is cool. Or like, go take your poopy and then come put it back on the dock, and you're just playing it again after you wash your hands, of course, because whatever.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, because you're...
Oh my God, dude, I remember... Brian Petty, stats.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I remember making a comment about being on my phone in the bathroom, and he sent me like a message about like, hey, you got like poop particles on your phone, and I'm like, dude, you don't need to be telling me about the poop particles on my phone. I don't need to know about that.
Let's be honest. I don't know anybody who doesn't use their phone while they're in the bathroom.
Yeah, and if there's poop particles in your phone because it's all around the air that you're pooping in, then it's fucking on you, all over you, and you're not getting away from the poop particles. If that's how quickly poop particles infest the entire atmosphere around you, then there's no escaping poop particles. You can't like wrap yourself in cellophane plastic and then go take a dump and then come out and unwrap yourself. So you're doomed. So you might as well take your phone and your Nintendo Switch.
Well, and I've seen the studies. There's fecal matter on everything. Every keyboard you've ever touched, every shopping cart you've ever touched, everything.
I make sure of it.
And most of it was put there by Easy.
Yeah, that's my fecal matter.
We didn't mention it earlier, but that's the job. Like, that's your job. There was like a year.
Yeah, when you said what is he had to go back to work, like, I'm actually like a spreader of fecal matter. Well, actually, anybody who listened to any of the shows I did knew that from the beginning.
So I'm glad that you came back, because I was thinking, like, I wish I thought I was gonna have more time. I thought we were gonna do like 2 or 3 more episodes beforehand, but then just kind of the way everything shook out, I only got to do one. I was gonna try to do like an episode with Mr. Blue and try to bring back other people who'd been involved with the show along the way. But that would have been cool. That would have been a cool like just a good send off,
yeah, dude, of the oldies.
Yeah, for everybody who's hung around from the beginning.
I was going to say greatest hits, but it's like, that's not even like accurate, dude. It's just like the fucking scrubs from the beginning. Like, I don't know what to call us, but the classics, I guess.
You remember good old guild chat?
Yes, dude. Do I fucking remember it? I loved it. I was like, dude, we're going to talk about like what's going on in the guild. Like, we're going to remember how Chat Snatch, people would be playing games of Dota and we'd pull them out of their game and onto the show, and they'd be getting recorded. They're like, I remember pulling Gorgon, one of Gorgon's friends, in, and he was like from Great Britain, and he's like, oh, I don't know what's going on right now. Like, he just got chat snatched, fool.
Oh, no, hit me up.
A bunch of radio jockeys, dude.
It was fun to be able to do that kind of stuff. Like,
there was like, it's kind of like freeing knowing that nobody's listening to you. So yeah, that was a good time. I mean, I hope the people that are listening to this right now, wondering what this episode was even going to be about, are like, and haven't listened to any of that shit, kind of go back just to see how far you guys have come.
Well, and it'll all still be there. I mean, at least to my knowledge, I don't think there are any plans to like pull down every episode of .p that ever was or anything. So I think all of that'll still exist in some capacity. And somebody had hit me up. In fact, I probably need to get back to them, and hopefully they listen to this episode. About like if they asked me if they could download all the episodes and like save them in in a server somewhere, or put them somewhere for other people to access. And if somebody ever wants to do anything like that with anything that I was ever involved with, please feel free. I don't
Yeah, dude. I hereby release all like all the millions and millions that have come pouring in attached to the content that I've created for Defense of the Patients. Like, please give it to Houston.
That's right. Just so much of that was I got so much more out of that than like I felt like I was giving, from interacting with the community.
It was such a good time, dude. It was. You're right. Like the people, man, and just you're right. It was the fucking road trip, dude.
That road trip is still maybe one of my all-time favorite things that I've ever done. That flying you in, like, it's one of those things like 10 years ago.
To your house, dude.
Everybody would have freaked out. Like, you're gonna go meet people. You're gonna drive to Seattle with some random stranger you met on the internet. It's like, yep, we are.
Totally fucking are. And just in case, like, I don't come back alive.
This is where I'm at.
I was gonna be huge. This was gonna get big. Oh, dude, that was so much fun. It was so cool seeing you guys in the airport. Like, oh, this is fucking on. Hanging out at the place, getting to see the studio. We were doing shows from there. We had the recorder. We were recording on the road. Just hey, come with us on this journey. Like, the whole idea was like what you guys were doing with Defense of the Patients at the beginning was like, hey, this is gonna be our experience with this game. If you'd like to come along, we'd like to have you, like, here's this seat. We will record a seat for you, and you can join in and interact here. And it was cool. That was really fun. That whole trip was super fun. The hotel, like, it was like an adventure, dude. That whole time period, that whole year was like a fucking, like, one big adventure. And I have nothing but good memories and nothing but good feelings for, like, every single person that was involved then. And honestly, everybody that's involved now, like, nothing but kudos to, like, Ursinity has been around since the beginning, dude. Like, there's people that are involved in Defense of the Patients now that were involved for as long as you guys were, almost, and
that started out as community members. I mean, that's Ursi's the best example of that. I mean, he was he left us our first non 5-star review. I'll never forget it.
Oh my god, dude, he probably still would give it 4 stars.
Yeah, he probably would. Let's be honest.
He's gonna go in and give this one a 2.5. I'm glad you can't do individual episodes.
Yeah, that's right. Thank God. I don't know. That was how I felt with every subsequent TI trip. I wish you could have been there for some of those, because I wish you could have seen, like, even just like the meetup that we did just recently, this last August.
Tell me about it.
Oh man, there were 150 people that showed up, like .p, like, fans, and like, and I don't know. I always hate using the word fans whenever I talk about the show, just because everybody.
Are you kidding me?
It feels egotistical, but like
they were all .peeps.
Yeah, they were .peeps. Like they were all community members, and remember
that .peep with the sunglasses and the gold chain with the .p emblem on it?
I sure do.
Oh my god. We did some dumb shit.
I still have my business card holder that you gave me. I took it back to TI every year, and at the bottom of that business card holder are still about 3 or 4 business cards that say .p, your home for pods, VODs, and hot pods.
I can't believe you guys never did a calendar.
Oh, we should have. It would have been the unsexiest calendar ever.
But there would still, whatever. It would have been worth it. Oh, dude, that was a good trip. I can't believe 100. Fuck, man, that's so cool. I wish I could have been there too. You know what? Not the last TI, but the one before that. I actually had tickets to and just couldn't go. Ended up not being able to go. And then the last one, I wasn't even going to be a possibility with work, so that sucked. But I would have gone even though I wasn't playing Dota, because I still think it's entertaining to watch. Like, I've checked in on a couple, like, as the tournaments have, like, been winding down to, like, the final games. I popped in and, like, still watched it, and it's cool. It's like I've made peace with the fact that I don't have to play to enjoy watching the game. It's like every time I'm watching a football game, I don't shit on myself for, like, not going out and, like, running a couple fucking routes or whatever. Like, it's okay to, like, watch a competitive game as a fan and not play the game, especially with the amount of games that are going to be being played competitively. Like, it's going to be impossible to keep up.
Oh, so, yeah. It's going to be crazy with the way that they've restructured everything.
Yeah, I mean,
it's going to be a blast. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it'll be a ton of fun to watch, and I will enjoy, like, keeping track of how Force Spirit's doing and all the shit that they're going to be. I cannot believe it, dude. Like, the graphics and stuff that you guys have now, they're so fucking good, dude.
Oh, I know. Well, some of them cost money.
Good. That's cool. I mean, that's what you get, but that's like... That's so cool, dude. It's
They're
so
not
cool.
playing in MS Paint anymore, you know. There's somewhere... Oh, man.
Dude.
I wonder if I could find the first, like, draft that I did.
Oh, man. You have that original one, huh? That's all just like two trapezoids and a microphone.
Oh, man, it's bad.
Oh, it was a good logo. There was some fun stuff, dude. God, dude, we tried so hard. We just had no skills. Like, we came at the game with zero skills. And for what it became after zero skills, like, you guys, hats off. Round of applause.
Yeah, I mean, I'll never, you know, I'll never look back at as like sad as I've been, and I know everybody who heard, you know, my previous episode, people hit me up and like, oh, you know, it sounds like you're really sad, and yeah, I am. Like,
yours and Roland's episodes were the first two .p episodes I've listened to in a really long time, and I was like, aw, what the fuck? That's crazy. A lot changed, huh? Well. Then you hit me up, and I was like, okay, I guess I told you earlier, I was like, I guess I forgot to shut the door. I'll come back and shut the door.
Like, I'll never look back at any of this and think like, oh, this was a mistake, or oh, this was all right. I wasted time. Like,
that's good.
It's been way too much fun. I've had way too much fun. Even it's funny, like, because I just went to try to find the old image of the old like logo and hit and just typed in Defense of the Patients and then hit images, and it's hilarious to see, like, the second image that pops up is an image of you and Roland sitting side by side in Google. And this like crazy rapper we met out on the street while we were in New York recording an episode, and like they're just
save all that shit, dude. Save all of that shit. Do not lose that. Do not like that. Computer's gonna take a shit at some time. You need to put that in a cloud.
You're absolutely
do not lose that stuff, dude. Do not lose that stuff. Don't let that become a figment of the past. Like, I have stuff on my computer that is, you know, the Photoshop shit we did, like the thumbnails and stuff. I've got some of those Guild Chat episodes. You know, dude, that fucking intro. There was an intro that I straight just, like, crafted from sound effects. And, dude, you gotta listen to that shit. Somebody go back and find it. It was so hard. I spent so much time making it. And... now you guys are so much better, and it's so much better. But dude, oh
man, those intros, just even it's funny, just even thinking about like the intros that we used to do, you know, before all the shows, like even just thinking about that kind of stuff, like I don't know, it's weird to like.
Remember when you were like doing skits? You were doing skits every episode, all the sound effects and stuff that would go into it, the music, and you like did the quiz show and stuff, like, dude. And it was like, because no matter what, this idea that we have is going to fucking happen. Even if it's going to come out like in this skewed version of what it was in our heads, like I will, God damn it, I can't find a single sound file of a bunch of cameras clicking. So I've got to like patch together these 8 different camera clicks into what sounds like a bunch of camera clicks so I can make this person standing at a podium speech skit that we thought of. Like that type of shit was like... But then to do it, you know what I mean? To like go,
oh yeah,
like kids, anybody listening out there, thoughts are fucking things, okay? Thoughts are things. This, what you're listening to, Defense of the Patients, what it has become, it was an idea. Before it was anything else, it was a thought in Cyphus and Roland's brain that became fucking this. And that's crazy because that means that the idea that you have in your brain can become real too. whatever it is. If you want to stream, if you want to do YouTube, if you want to fucking put out tutorial videos for a game that you play, if you want to talk to people, if you whatever idea you have in your head, you can make it real, because I watched these guys do it, and I watched them do it all so incredible ways that you wouldn't even believe. I got to be a part of the creative process for a period of the time, and that was some of the most energizing, one of the most energizing atmospheres I've ever been a part of. It was so fucking cool, brainstorming and trying to like literally painting ideas out into like reality, and then getting like instant feedback on it, because we were dropping shows and shit and putting out videos. And even if that was like from 30, 40, 50, 100, 200 people, whatever, it was so cool. And if it's something that you ever thought about doing, fucking do it. Just do it, because you'll be amazed, and it's a powerful thing to realize that you can do that. And I highly encourage everybody to look into it, because it's cool. It's cool.
I really, and I hope it's inspiring in some way. I mean, I'm like, we didn't, we're not big time, we're not, a household name by any means or anything like that. But like a community sprung up, and a really good community. Dude,
every time I log on, fuck, dude, everybody's so cool. Go in the Discord server right now.
Oh yeah, that's why I was like 400 people in there right now. And they're all great people. They're all nice people. Like, it's, we remember when we used to say, like, we have one rule: just you don't be a dick, and everything. If you can, like, the only rule. Well,
that's incredible.
There are more rules these days.
I don't know, dude. I saw a fucking rules tab in the Discord server, and it was like,
you're right.
I was like, I need to call my lawyer. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to post this dick pic in here.
I think there are 7 rules now.
So I bounced off. I didn't post that pic, but I did say what's up, and it's cool. And there's a lot of people in there that have been in there from the beginning. There's a lot of active people in there, and you can just, the conversations. I mean, shit, dude, throw a question up there about Dota, and tell me like 7-8 people don't instantly answer and like want to talk about it. You don't the access to that kind of a community. I don't know. Defense of the Patience was always that. It was super cool because of that, and I'm glad to see that like that heart and soul is still a part of it.
I found that basic logo, the very first logo. I sent you a link here.
Oh, is this it?
Yeah, if you click on that. I also sent
you
the Discord.
That's a dick pic, dude. I can't believe you just did that to me. You sent me a picture of your penis.
Yep. The old.
Oh no, that's a microphone.
Yeah.
Dude, hey. I like your type. I like your font, dude. It's like you made it on your typewriter. What the fuck?
I'm gonna post this image in the show notes.
Can this be the thumbnail of the image, like of this episode? Like, oh god, dude, that's hilarious.
I am just gonna change it.
Why not? Signing off, dude. Back to basics.
That's right. But yeah, I mean, this is where like, and and you guys will see it if you. Hopefully, it shows up on your phones, or if you can't, I'll include a little link to it in the show notes. But I mean, that's where it started. Like, It's
crazy looking at it, dude. When I look at it, it's just like a fucking time machine just waves over me. Makes me emotional.
Yeah, and I think that's been the biggest thing for me throughout all this is just like looking back on it and. I guess I get hit with a ton of nostalgia with it, which is good and bad. You can get lost in nostalgia, for sure. And I'm excited to see what comes next and move on and explore.
Dude, that's pretty exciting. Yeah, keep me updated on that. Like on the side, let me know when that shit's like, hey, this is gonna be coming out soon, because I'll make sure to at least give it a thumbs up. I can kick you a thumbs up on some sweet. Are they going to be Dota Cinema 1-on-1s? Is that what you're going to be doing? Interviews?
That's the plan, is to go kind of resurrect kind of what I was doing with the DotP 1-on-1s over there with them. I think on like a kind of a bi-weekly basis as we've kind of floated. Just to try to do something regular and
is it going to be scene personalities, pro players, a mix of both?
It sounds like a mix of both. Yeah. I think the first one will probably be with Sunsfan directly. And
that's awesome.
All that's kind of getting hammered out still and in flux, and I don't think anything's going to.
Those were good episodes, man. You went so deep. You were like it was, because everybody that interacts with those people in the scene interact through the lens of Dota, and DotP was like I mean, as far as I knew, at least what in the media that I was consuming, was one of the first to like say like, hey Nahaz, let's talk about things besides Dota, like, hey, and to talk about all the work that he was doing with as a professor and all that stuff. Was like, it was really cool to kind of meet the people behind the personality that they were in the scene, and what's even cool is to see who those people have become now, because holy shit, all the people that DotP's interacted with over time, that is now like Jack and shit, like, oh my god, dude, like everybody's just blowing up, and it's crazy.
Or like one of the first few episodes we ever did was with Mott Pax, who is now Trent Pax.
Yeah.
Who is a huge name in Dota now. And I remember having him on, and it was a blast to like, and we knew even then, like, well, this guy, like, we said at the moment we got off the interview, like, oh, that guy's great. Like, they should use him for everything. He's that's somebody they should constantly be using. And, of course, like somebody along the way, if only we were in the position to take advantage of using.
All you did was percolate people up to the top, dude.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that. I mean, these guys all percolated themselves. They're talented people. But it was fun to delve into. It was fun to delve into like the human element behind people that, like you said, like we're only seeing through the lens of the Dota scene. Because I mean, people are people, and they all have great stories. Like I'll never forget hearing some of the like tragedy behind Lyrical. I don't know if you're familiar with Lyrical, but like. He had a tough life growing up, and but at the same time, the way he dealt with it, and the demeanor that he has as a person, despite having dealt with a lot of really tough, a lot of tough shit growing up. It's inspiring, and even beyond that, even looking at, guys, like you mentioned, like Nahaz, like seeing these people who, were professionals in other ways and figured out how to bring, their own spin to the Dota scene and to esports. That always felt inspiring, because I know there are people out there who, have a 4-year degree in something, and or have no degree but have some sort of specialty, or hell, or just people who are genuinely passionate about something. They have the ability, like those, I think people feel like they're stunted somewhat, or like there's a barrier to entry, but delving into those people and getting to know them and find out about their histories, it made not just them accessible, but all of this. I mean, everything. It felt like, if you want to put time into it, if you really want to dedicate yourself to it, there's no guarantee you're going to make it. There's no guarantee you're going to, get rich off of it and be completely famous doing it, or even, get a full-time career doing it. But there is a chance. It is possible. Mm-hmm. But the thing you have to do is work at it. You got to put your time in. And
the space is there to be filled. Like there is space to be filled, and you have the ability to fill it.
This industry, more than any other industry. I mean, esports is
dude.
So many times I've had somebody like LD has said this to me on several different occasions when we talk to him. Like, esports is the Wild West. Like, everything is still new and fresh and in its infancy, and all of that's happening in our lifetime. And 30 years from now or 40 years from now, like, our kids are not going to be. They're not going to be interacting with esports in the way that we are. Like, it's going to be very cemented, I think. It'll be
it'll have been everything will have been figured out. Yeah. And everything will be controlled by big people.
Yeah. And I always look at I remember watching the movie, Walk the Line, the Johnny Cash movie that Joaquin Phoenix did.
Dewey Cox, Walk Hard.
Yeah. Well, no, maybe not that one.
That's so funny, dude.
But looking at looking at Johnny Cash and them kind of depicting this story of him kind of walking in off the street and recording a single and then finding his way into the music industry. And there was a time in the music industry when it was like that, where it was the Wild West, and the way you made it and the way those guys made it was by trying. And it's a lot harder now. I can tell you just from the people I've known that have been in bands and done music, Roland being one of them. It's not that industry and that scene, while technology kind of unlocked some things, it's still pretty cemented. But esports isn't that way. Like we're living in that time where if this is what your passion is, it's a great time for that to be your passion, because you can go and pursue that stuff. You can get involved and potentially build a career out of it, or at least build, a specialty out of it. So I don't know. It's exciting.
So I wonder how your Dota Cinema one-on-ones are going to evolve kind of over the course of that. Like, I wonder, as you talk to people that are moving through the scene and kind of moving on to, as it formalizes, like where those roles will fall, and kind of, what is that going to look like as it continues to evolve? And hopefully those opportunities still exist, and you get to be a part of meeting a bunch of new people coming up too, because that'll be cool to see their stories as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. I mean, I think that'll kind of be it'll be nice to focus more on the people and less on the game, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, that's what I think would be fuck, dude. It's cool to it makes it relatable in a way that, like you said, it makes it people listening go like, man, that's me. Like, I'm that person. I can do this.
Yeah, and I don't know. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Not that I don't love the game, and not that I won't start playing Dota again. I've been, more for me, taking time off from Dota has been kind of a coping mechanism as I say goodbye to everything here. It's been less of I don't know. It's been less of like it's not even less of it's a not at all like, oh, I hate this game, I never want to play it again sort of a thing. It's just been a, oh man, this game just reminds me of all the great things that this project and this community brought into my life.
You come back to it, it's going to be with a different set of eyes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I needed to put a little time between me and wrapping all of this up and really like focus on this, and kind of, and like you mentioned at the start of this episode, like from your few games, like going in, like your heart pounds and you get stressed.
Oh,
and
dude. It was intense. I was like, dude, I could feel the hooks just like tickling at my skin. They're like, let me fucking poke you. And I'm like, no, dude, get away. And it's like, no, I won't even squirt it in. I'm just going to insert it in your vein. And I'm like, don't fucking do it. and then I played another one. I'm like, all right, poke it in, but don't squirt it. And like, it's dangerous, man, because it feels so good. But it requires all your time. I mean, I've like gotten that rush out of exciting moments in other games, and it just comes in like smaller doses, not so sustained, and there's not as many good hats and shit. There's a lot of hooks in Dota that fucking a person like me. I mean, especially like if you think back to the episodes when we started talking about other games and stuff, like I fall in love with almost every game I play. Like, I'm just like, I'm coming to you like, yo, Cyphers, you gotta see this shit. It's the greatest fucking space game I ever played, dude. You gotta fucking try this. And I still feel that way, dude. I still feel that way.
You were the reason, not the sole reason, but you were a huge catalyst for why I even have the gaming rig that I have. And Rin as well. Like, her rig, like her rig was kind of in response to my rig, which was in response to you talking to me about Ark nonstop, and me going, I have to play this game. Like, I've been playing Dota on this shitty laptop for the better part of a year. Like, Dota was the reason I even like bought my first gaming mouse, or the reason that I like got a legit headset. Like, Dota sparked all of that, but you sir, you and your goddamn Arc talk made me go, no. I remember because it was a little before Christmas, and I like Black Friday came and hit, and I was like, you know what, I'm doing it. I'm gonna buy every component while it's on sale. I'm gonna build that rig. I'm gonna put it together. And
do you regret it?
No, God, not at all. Honestly, it ignited like a passion. Like I love nothing more than having an excuse to rip open my rig and install. Like, I installed a new motherboard not too long ago because one of my USB ports didn't work. And I recently went and bought another solid state drive, and like any reason I can have to go.
Oh, now you're just a straight fucking tinkerer.
Yeah, now I'm a fiend. I went out and bought myself a legit toolkit for messing with your PC. Had to have it. I'm not that guy. I've never been that guy. But when it comes to the computer, and fiddling with this thing, I'm all
That's
about it.
awesome.
In fact, it just reminded me because the next reason that I'm going to have to do it is I'm going to upgrade to the 1070s in both my rig and Ren's.
Yeah, dude, I was thinking about that too.
We're gonna get the VR. And so are you still playing your VR? Are you still
No.
you still use that thing? No,
I haven't touched it. I've actually thought about bringing it back out. So when I was doing .p and shit, I had that huge green screen all set up. I had VR all fucking surrounding me, and it was consuming a portion of the family space. So I took all that stuff down. The VR is it's bulky, so it was the wires and shit and everything. It got to be if we aren't going to be using it for a week, then once a month went by and we hadn't used it, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put this shit away until something comes out. And I thought about it. I think when Christmas comes around and everybody's got some time off of school, I'll pull it back out because man, it sucks that the games aren't taking off like they need to for that to continue to be a really successsul platform, but it's definitely not going away. And there is some really, really, really special shit on there. You cannot, you can't describe it to a person that's never done it because it fucking is the way how much you believe it is unbelievable.
Oh yeah, well we went down, because Ren, she's always real conscientious about that stuff, and she was like, look, before you get it, we got to go try it.
Yeah.
And we went and we tried it, and afterwards she was like, so we can't just get one now. I gotta be able to play. We gotta be able to play simultaneously.
It's fucking weird. So you're gonna be like the fucking people on Wall-E where you're just next to each other, but in a virtual world next to each other, and never actually interacting anymore. You're just both in rec room playing fucking air hockey all day.
I know it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. But
I have never looked at VR porn, which that's just that's just a product of my environment, not necessarily a lack of desire.
Yeah, fair enough.
By any means, I just they're in the environment I live in, I can't risk not being able to see around me while engaging in content like that.
I'm glad. It's funny. That's going to be one of the final thoughts of Defense of the Patients right there.
This is what this show used to be like, right? This is actually, for people listening, this is kind of what this used to be. If you wondered, how this would have went down in a crash and burning flames, this would have continued on instead of becoming what it is now, which is a success. This is pretty much what we did, just hung out and kind of bullshit. And we played a lot of Dota, so we got to bullshit a lot about Dota, but man, we did a lot of just having a good time too. I feel like a lot of people enjoyed it. We definitely
I think
it was cool.
It's why people showed up in the first place at the very least, and and then they hung around.
Yeah, there you go. Go.
They hung around for the more Dota oriented stuff as time went on. But this is and as I think about pursuing stuff in the future, even not the Dota cinema stuff, just on my own personal podcasting, whatever, that's what I want to get back to, because that is this is where I've always had the most fun, is sitting down and just BSing about whatever's going on and getting opinions from people, being able to talk VR with you, it's nice for me to be able to have that conversation. And at the end of the day, if I'm going to be doing, that kind of content like that, or if I'm going to be doing content, I want to do that. I want to be doing something that's just fun. Yeah. Yeah. There's definitely the more structured and formalized it got, the more that I felt all right, I don't know if I can operate in this world because I just don't, I live in that world in my real life. And so this, this was all, as a creative endeavor and a pursuit, was also my form of entertainment for myself too. Having fun with you guys is, obviously brings me joy too. So when the thought of it having to become something that
oh geez, it was getting weird. There was a lot going on. I mean, Roland had like created this situation where like decisions had to pass through me, and I'm like, I can't fucking handle that. We're like, it was becoming like a really hardcore Dota show, and I have no ground to stand on when it comes to talking about Dota. I couldn't even remember the name of the tree hero at the beginning of this. Then I used to be a part of a Dota podcast. I have a painting of fucking Disruptor. Remember those paintings we got, dude? God,
yeah, those were great.
Those are cool, man.
Beautiful.
I got those prints from Anuxie. Oh man, man, there was such good stuff. All those plushes I had around my neck. I was fucking walking around the grass at that TI like an Arabian market. Just like, I got your Lena, come get your Lena. Oh, who's looking for this?
In the subsequent years that we showed up, that stuff took off in a big way. Like they set up like major trading sections, and like you would just see guys with like 200 of those things. Like, what do you got? No, I don't really want that. Oh yeah. I trade for that. What do you want? It was.
Oh, that's how I got my full set. I was so stoked. I got like, you remember me trading away? Yeah. I finally got my last one. I was like, yes, I got them all. Fucking A.
Like 2 days before we left too.
Oh, dude, it was good.
I was dropping some bucks on that.
I know, it was like, yeah. Who knew? And you don't know. Like if the one you're trying to get's like rare, dude. I was like, I had to go buy like 4 more boxes just to have enough plushies to trade out for that one I needed. That's fucked up. Yeah. That's fucked up, dude. That's not good at all.
But good memories, and I'm glad, man. Just thanks for coming and doing this last one with me. I didn't want it to be a sad one. You know what I mean? Like I didn't want to sit around and do like well, I'm leaving .p, guys, and I'm gonna miss you.
I don't know if that. I couldn't do a sad episode. I have too many good memories and too many good times. Met too many good people. Had too much fun for that to be anything other than like a reminisce and laugh. And thanks for asking me, dude. I mean, I honestly was like totally surprised, and I had like not thought about recording podcasts or like anything like that, but the second you fucking asked me, I just remembered like how much fun all that was, and it makes me want to do it all again. So I'm more than happy to come on and say hi and tell everybody out there that I fucking had such a good time hanging out with everybody, and I still exist. So continue to talk to me, because I love it, dude. It was so much fun. So many cool people. Shout out to everybody that still does talk to me, because that's I am still alive. I'm still on Twitter. I'm still playing games. I'm still out there. I'm not Dota cool anymore.
I still think you're Dota cool. I think you're Dota cool easy. I always
Thanks,
will.
Buddy.
Always will. Well, guys, this is about the average length of an episode. A little long, even.
We did it!
And we did it. We made it all the way through. We didn't get all sad and sappy, but I think we looked back and reflected in a good way, I hope. Man, I couldn't tell you what to do with the last episode. I'll be honest. It's tough to say goodbye, and easy, man. Yeah, I appreciate you coming by to help me do it. It's been great.
Yeah, good times, man. Thanks for the invitation. Shout out to Ursinity Proud and everybody that's taking Fourth Spirit and running it up. Good luck to you guys, and I look forward to seeing what you do.
So, all right, to get the show business out of the way, everybody who is following us on Twitter right now, the Twitter is going to just change over and be Fourth Spirit one day, so you don't have to go find anybody new. If you're subscribed to us on the RSS feed, you don't have to go do anything new. It'll just be Fourth Spirit, I think, come November 1st. All those changes, everything like that, are going to be automatic if you're already following us. I don't know on the Patreon. You'll have to listen to the show to find out what's going on Patreon-wise. We're going to see about kind of turning all that over and whatnot. But I know at the very least we're going to be putting a stop on everything, because I don't want to, at least from my perspective, continue to charge anybody for anything if they're not getting content, that sort of thing. At least from us, obviously, from .p as an entity.
This episode will result in a single $100 charge to your account. Don't worry about that. No refunds.
Goes directly to Easy to support his.
Ask your mom for permission before using her credit card.
If you guys want to find me, you can. I changed my Twitter handle today. I was able to get at the real Cyphus, so I'm at the real Cyphus. That's CYPHUS. You can find me on Twitter there, and I'll keep you updated about what I'm doing with Dota Cinema and if any side projects, little things that I get going there as well. It's been a real pleasure being here with all of you and participating in this awesome journey. Like Easy said, good luck to everybody at Force Spirit. I hope for the best for them. And like I've said before, as far as I'm concerned, they are the premier Dota 2 podcast moving forward. So I hope that you guys continue to support them in the way that you have supported us all these years. If you guys want to find Easy, you should follow him. He's at EZMRCZ, at EZMerkeezy. I know it's Easy Mercs, but I'll never call you that. I'm sorry.
No, it's Easy Merkeezy's good. I like them all.
So, all right, guys, that's going to be it. One final thank you to all of you. And so for one final time, this is Cyphus for Easy Merkeezy and Defense of the Patients, saying good luck and Godspeed.